I'm going to give it just another minute or two just so people can trickle in. There's still plenty of all right. Well, at least everybody showed up on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's quite a group.
Sorry.
I filled out this part already.
Can everybody hear me if I talk at this volume? Is this good? Everybody back there? Do I need to put on a microphone? No, I'm good? All right. I can typically out loud most meetings. I'm Aaron. Thank every single person who signed up for the challenge, I guess, for coming on Tuesday. Good news about that is there's a lot of people. The bad news is some of you will have incomplete paperwork because I didn't figure more than 40, 50 people would show up the first night, so that's my fault. So don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. I'll take care of it. When you come in for your first time, if you go to log in, and because eventually there'll be a front desk in that chaos that is empty way up there. So tomorrow we're going to finish the gym, so I wish I would have known there was going to be this many people, I would have done it earlier. But what we're going to do tonight is just go over everything that's in your hands first. We're going to go over all the paperwork first. Luckily for me, I put a copy aside before, so I have some. So if you're missing any of these papers, it's not a big deal, okay? We will make sure that you have them all before your first workout. When you come in, if for some odd reason you don't have all the papers here, you're more than welcome to swing by an orientation any other time that we have them, next week, whatever, and just finish your paperwork. You don't have to sit through listening to me again. You just have to go talk to Mike, and Mike will finish all your paperwork for you, just in case you're missing anything, okay? So if that's not an option for you, and you would rather just show up on your first workout, that's fine. Just please show up a few minutes early so we can make sure that happens, okay? So what I'm going to go over is just kind of pick these out and go over them right in a row. So the first one, if you can see it, it says physical activity readiness on the top. I think everybody should have one of these because I printed like 100 of these, so hopefully we're good. This one, pretty straightforward. This is just your basic info. On here, don't worry really about height, weight, stuff like that. There's another form in there that we really are actually looking for on that one. This is just pretty much sign the bottom that says, if I kill you, you can't sue me. Okay? That's the most important thing. Schedule, okay? This is for you to take home if you want. Alright, so I figured some people like to put it on their fridge, whatever. If they don't want to use their phone all the time, I totally get it. So I printed one so everybody should have a schedule. If you don't, and you want one, I think we still have some of those left, so you're more than welcome to have one. That's really all it's for, just for you. The initial eval, we should have enough of these for everybody. Everybody should have one of these. Okay, this is the most important page of the evening. So when we're done with orientation tonight, Mike, will you hold up an Omron so you can see what it looks like? Mike's going to be hanging out with the Omrons, kind of showing people how to use those, okay? We need, it's not accurate to like whatever, okay? So if you see that your body fat percentage doesn't seem like where you think it should be, it's not that big of a deal. It's just so we get a rough estimate so we can give you your starting numbers, which I'll go over in orientation, okay? So we need just that number and your weight. Now there is a scale on the other side of that door, okay? It is against the wall, nobody can see it, okay? Step on it, tell us what you weigh. If you know what you weigh, you don't have to step on it. Just put it on there. Okay? Don't feel like you have to, don't feel embarrassed, like, trust me, it's fine. With the scale, okay, you're gonna weigh yourself every week when you turn in a progress report, alright? If you would rather use your scale at home, that's totally fine. I just need a number and a body fat number, general estimate, so I can get you your starting numbers. That's the only thing it's for. If you want to weigh yourself at your home scale every morning, cool. If you want to weigh yourself on our scale here, cool. Just be consistent with whatever scale you use, okay? Because I know some people, that number makes or breaks their entire day. Just stick with what the normal one is, and you're only allowed to get on it on Fridays. Okay, that is the only day you're allowed to get on the scale. Do not get on it after a cheat day. You'll cry, and you'll message me, and you'll yell at me, and then I won't respond, because I don't want to. This next one, now, this is the two where people may not have. So, there's one that says membership pre-enrollment. We're going to go over that one last. The other one says release of liability. This one you have to fill out before you work out as well, but again, if you don't have it, not a big deal. It's just a matter of a quick signature. This is again saying that if I kill you, you can't sue me. My insurance company makes me have a specific one for this, okay? So, and this way, if anything happens, you're covered as well, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. Rarely does anything happen, but just in case, that way everybody's covered. Also, I'm going to point this out because some people yell at me occasionally. Occasionally, I will take a picture if, like, we're having a great session or something, and I take a picture and you're in it. This has a social media release form on it. So if I post your picture, don't tell me you're going to sue me because you signed it. So I'm safe. Okay? That's pretty much, I just want to make you aware of that. I won't do it. Like, if you really don't want to be in just a random sea of people and, like, where someone might be able to point you out, that's fine. Just let me know. I won't post it. Or, you see something that you really don't want on there, I would gladly take it down.
Nobody throw it in the back.
Yeah, we lose it. We send you over to Platinum. But yeah, that's all it's for. So I just want to make you aware that that is on there, okay? And the reason we do that is because obviously it's not legal to just post somebody's picture on there, okay? Regardless of what people say. Membership pre-enrollment. This is not signing you up for anything, okay? This is just what you would do should at the end of the 6-week challenge you want to continue on, okay? So, again, I'm going to say this. You are not signing up for anything tonight. All I need you to do is choose the option that makes the most sense, okay? So, if you are single and you are not here with a family member, the top one is probably the best one for you. If you have a couple here where you are a family member or a significant other and not BFF, that does not count, okay? Then you can do the couples. If you have more than 2 people, like a whole family, you can do the family membership. That is fine. Again, you're not signing up for these. At the end of the challenge, we will give you the option to. And due to, me and Mike were talking about this this morning while we were rolling out this flooring, is due to the craziness of what we have to deal with Lee County right now. We are going to do a second 6-week challenge after this one. There will be probably a small break in between. But if you guys do sign up, you will actually get that challenge included for free. Okay, so just to say thank you for dealing with this craziness. And guys, if I could be open yesterday, trust me, I'd be open yesterday. But I have to jump through hoops and I have to play nice. That's what my lawyer told me. So I'm just smiling and saying okay and doing what they tell me. What I say to my computer screen in the privacy of my own home. So, that's where we're at with everything right now. So, sign this. This has to be signed. Again, you will not be able to start our program if this. The only reason I make you fill this out, guys, is because I don't have an administrator, which if anyone's looking for a job, come see me afterwards. Because apparently with all this paperwork, I don't want to do it. So if you were really looking for a job, let me know. And talk to me afterwards. I'm serious about that. But this allows us to not have to hunt people down afterwards. Okay, so that's really what it is. It allows us to where at the end of the challenge, if you say, yeah, I'm in, cool, you're already signed up, everything's good to go, I just turn on your membership. If you say no, cool, I don't turn on your membership. It saves me hours of trying to hunt people down for paperwork. I had one guy who successfully made it 7 weeks before paying me after a challenge because he was just really good at hiding. So that's why we require all this stuff at the beginning. It makes my life way easier and Mike's and everyone else. The last one is pretty self-explanatory. you have to have a card on file. If you want to pay cash, cool, you can pay cash. You have to have a card on file. I've had people say they're going to pay cash, they get through the whole program, and then there's no cash. So, that's why I do it. So just fill that out with whatever card you want me to use. That's fine. Now, the only thing that you're going to have to add is inside of your folder, up here, just wherever on the inside label, I want you to write your name on the actual label. Okay, so write your name on the actual label. If you have terrible handwriting, hand it to your neighbor. Okay? Yep. Yep.
Last name first or first name?
You want his last name first, first name last?
Last name first. Ooh, good question. Who's hired? Who said that? See? People like it. And then on the inside, just put down what session you would start with. So if you think that if we start on a Monday and you think you'll probably go to the 5:15, cool. You only ever have to give me an idea on your very first one. The reason is that I can make sure that this doesn't happen at 5:15 in the morning. Right?
Do you know what exact date is going to be the first? Is it like the 26th or?
We're right now, everyone has told us, and from what I've been told, the 26th should be the first day.
Okay,
So,
I'm just wondering because that makes a difference.
Yeah,
On
so unless they completely do something different, again, I can't.
Okay. No problem.
I can't promise 100% that that's ironclad, but that's what I've been told is that it shouldn't be a big deal at all. So. Yeah, you can go to whatever session you want. I just want the one that you're most likely to go to your first time so that I can make sure there's not 45 people at once and 3. Yes. No, I'll go there. So, the other two biggest questions before I get into all the actual stuff. Is everybody listening? Because I'm going to explain this and I'm going to have to do it again. I hate saying it. One, no, we do not have showers. Why? Because if I have 25 people who come in 5:15 a.m. and they all want to have a shower before work, guess how many showers I have to have? And guess what happens if the water doesn't work? That's right. So it's a half-hour workout. Take it for what it's worth. That means you can't stay. I totally get it. But it doesn't make sense for me to have to build 25, 30 showers and then have to have like 4 for guys and like 20 for girls, and then there's just hell no. Not dealing with it. And then the only other thing that I wanted to go over is childcare, because that's the other big one I get. We will have couches and a little sitting area set up and everything, so as long as your kids can chill for 30 minutes with an iPad, cool. If you have specific toys or stuff that kids really like, and you want me to pick them up, I'll put them over there. Like whatever it takes to keep your kid busy, no problem. The only thing I ask you is if you bring your kid, they are not allowed to step on the workout floor. The last thing I would want is some kid running out, mommy, and then someone smash them with a sled. Like I don't want that. That would just be the worst thing. Okay, so that's all I ask is that if you do bring your kids, make sure they can stay over there. I've never had to have a kid not be able to come in. It's never ever been a problem in the 2,000 people I've worked with. So I can't imagine it would be here. Okay, as long as they're respectful. I love kids. So once the session's done, cool. If they want to come out, to make sure they don't have stuff on their shoes. Speaking of which, yeah, when you come in, bring a fresh pair of shoes. I'll go over that. But these mats that you're stepping on are antimicrobial gymnastics flooring. I'm a germ freak. I will Lysol this thing like twice a day. We vacuum every single day. Like this place will be clean every time you come in because I have to put my face on it. And if you have to put your body on it, I think you guys probably appreciate cleanliness, right? So I take that very seriously. So we ask you to just bring a clean pair of shoes, leave them in your car, bring them in when you work out. If it smells your car up, put them in your trunk. If you don't have a trunk, sorry. Wash your feet. I don't know. Like even me, like you will see, these will be my work shoes. They will never leave this place. They will stay here the whole time. We used to have shoe racks. I may be able to do that for some people if they want to leave their shoes here. I may buy a shoe rack because we probably have room in the waiting area. But again, I've had it where it turns into 9 shoe racks, and then someone takes someone's shoes, and then again, now it's my job to figure out which person took their shoes, which is not something I want to focus my time on. Okay. So that's kind of the paperwork and all that stuff, so we should be able to kind of get into what we're actually doing here.
Aaron, can I ask you about the schedule?
Yes, ma'am.
So I know I'm Queen, and I'm
Oh.
the one who emailed you about like a 7:30 or 7:45
Yes.
a.m. class. Is there any possibility of that happening?
There is. What I will do tonight, if you remind me, just send me a message on Facebook, I will put a poll out and see how many people would go to a session. The reason I'm hesitant to do it is because I've had people go, oh, it'd be really great if you had a noon session. And then I sit here from 10 to noon like this, and then 3 people show up, and then I'm like, great.
Well, let's
that was
take a
awesome."
poll. Would anybody in
Right.
here go to a 7:30 or 7:45 a.m. class
So, I
during
mean,
the week?
Yeah, so, yeah, if there's 10, 12 people, it's done. I'll add it, yeah, not a big deal. No, no, I'm here, I have to get up at 3:30 in the morning. 6 p.m. will be the latest. If you can't do that, wake up at 5, because you don't work 13 hours. If you do, sleep your butt. All right, so, let's get into this a little bit. So who are we? I've talked enough, a little bit, so I'm gonna go over who Mike is. Mike is that big tall gentleman in the back with his head shiny. Mike is certified in practically everything. He is right now currently going for his doctorate at Kaiser for occupational therapy. We only employ people with bachelor's degree minimum, okay? The reason we do that is because I don't think you should take a test in 2 weeks and then be in charge of somebody's human body. You only have one. If someone screws up your brakes, someone else can fix it. You screw up your knee, a little bit more at risk, right? So we will never hire somebody who doesn't have a minimum of a bachelor's degree here, preferably in a field that actually has to do with working out. He's also an Air Force veteran. Mike himself actually used to weigh almost 300 pounds. So if you're ever looking for a living, walking transformation story, like that's Mike, okay? When I sat down and interviewed with Mike, it was immediately I was like, this is the right guy. Me and Mike will be at almost every session. The only sessions that Mike will not be at will be our newly added 7:45.
No, I'll be at 7:45.
I'll be at 7:45. And then
9 o'clock is
the 8:30
probably
and the 9:15 he will not be at because he has sessions, or he has classes.
School.
Yep. So he won't be at those, so you'll be stuck with me. So if you're going to those sessions, I'm your Huckleberry.
Sorry.
As for me, I went to CMU. I actually went for education in physical education, got my coaching endorsement, and ended up finding out that I really don't like teaching other people's kids. Don't ask me why. While I was in school, I did bodybuilding, powerlifting, all that kind of stuff. And I've also gone, we will do a lot of continuing education here, so if there's ever a weekend where like Mike and I say, hey, we're going to be at this conference, don't bug us, it's because we're trying to learn to bring more stuff back to you. That's one thing that I really believe in is we always want to be on the cutting edge of fat loss, okay? Right now what we do here, 30-minute HIIT training accompanied with our nutrition program is still 24% more effective than any other fat loss program combination out there. As soon as that changes, we will switch to whatever that is, okay? We are a fat loss studio. What that means is even if you have 5 pounds, 10 pounds, it doesn't matter. You can tell, right? You probably are here because you want to look better. That has to do with fat, not the scale. The one thing that you will hear probably 150,000 times in the next 6 weeks is the scale is kind of irrelevant, okay? The scale will move, but pictures and inches are what really tell the tale, okay? I've got countless photos from some of my clients in Michigan that we can go over, but for right now, I'm just going to go over that. So that's us, our mission. What we really want to do is really just improve the quality of life of people here in the Southwest Florida. Okay, so whether that be through our program or charity, this afternoon I just signed up with a program called Sweat Angels. So if you don't know what that is, it's a global charity program. So how it works is anytime that you check in for your workout on Facebook, okay, it gives you a hashtag you can use every month. This month, for example, it's every check-in is 4 bowls of food to dogs at animal shelters. Okay, and every single month it changes. I'll announce exactly what it is. But that's how we give back on a global scale here. So the more you check in on Facebook, the more gets donated that way. Okay. Again, locally, what we're going to do is Thanksgiving. We're going to do. Me and Mike just decided this as well. So Thanksgiving morning, we're actually going to hold a couple workouts. It's going to be $5 a come. But then as soon as we're done, we'll do it real early, like 7 or 8 a.m. So that way you can have whatever you have to do, you can do it. But then we're going to go over to Walmart and wait for somebody to check out with their Thanksgiving food, and we're going to pay for their food. Okay. Christmas, when Christmas comes around December, we will sponsor families. As many as we can sponsor. We'll do like a 3-week trial for people. And if anybody signs up, all that money, we'll have a Christmas wrapping party for these kids. have them come and pick up their gifts. It's a really, really cool thing. Last year we raised, in Michigan at our gym, we raised $10,000 and actually got kids beds. And it's a really touching thing when kids are asking for a bed. You know what I mean? Like, it really kind of puts your life in perspective of, it's not that bad, I have a bed, you know? So those are just some things that we're gonna do locally. We do not do like event sponsoring or softball team sponsoring or things like that. So don't ask. The only reason I say this is because if I say yes to one person, I have to say yes to everybody or else I look like a jerk. It's kind of the same reason I don't do discounts. Is because if I do it for one person, it's not fair to anybody else. So it is what it is. I will always be upfront with you on everything. So as far as that goes, if you ever don't know what's going on or you feel like something isn't right or doesn't look right, ask me. I will gladly fix whatever it is your problem is. Okay? That's one thing that we really do here. So on top of that, that's just some of the pictures of some of the clients that we've worked with. As you can see, there are guys on there. What's funny is guys typically do better on our program than women, so I'll leave that for you guys. All right, so our workouts. What's the most important thing? So what are you actually going to be doing when you come in? Okay? So it's 30 minutes, you're in and you're out. How a typical session will work is we have a microphone. I will probably be on it the whole first week, just because I like to be on it, because I like to do it. Okay. But we have music going, okay? We will go through and there will be 4 stations. So where Mike is will be like station 1, where I'm at will be station 2, over by the drinking fountains will be 3, and back on the other side will be 4. Okay? We will be able to fit 12 people at any station, and we will have 2 exercises at every station. Now the format may change every day, but it will be 30 minutes, you'll be in, you're out. We will show you the exercise, we will show you modifiers, we will show you how to make it easier or harder, and then we will literally be walking around helping you, pushing you, correcting you the entire time, okay? That is pretty much how it will work. Now, with that being said, your first week, I tell this to almost everybody 3 times is really all you need, okay? If you're super sore from the day before, you probably don't need to come. Okay? Listen to your body. If you get done doing a set and you just worked your butt off and you're seeing stars, you're starting to not feel good, do you need to jump down and do 30 more seconds of anything else? No. Okay? I promise you though, we will have people who need to step outside because they didn't listen. So really, the first week is all about listening to your body. It is 80% what you eat, and in here is the chair on top. If you can figure that sentence out, you will be the most successful client that we have. I had a lady, where is Vicky? With the wrist. There she is. Okay. So so she came in early because she has a wrist issue to where she's not going to be able to use a lot of her upper body at first, right? Because of her wrist. So I had a client in Holland where I work, and she actually tore her rotator cuff at work. It wasn't here. She fell down at work, tore her rotator cuff, couldn't use her upper body at all. She came in crying. It was week 3 of and we did a 12-week program at that point. It was week 3, and she wanted to quit. She couldn't work out. I told her, you come in, we'll modify it every day for you, what you can do, what you can't do. And she had to take 2 weeks where she couldn't work out at all, right? And then the next 6-7 weeks, she could do lower body only. She lost 34 pounds in the next 7 months. Just eating what we told her to eat, okay? She is living proof that you do not technically need to work out to lose weight. If you can eat right, you don't even need to be eating. But it's kind of fun. And strength obviously has more benefits, right? Than obviously just eating right. So we will do strength testing as well. We will do like a push-up challenge. We will do a sit-up challenge. We will do burpees. If you don't know what those are, you will. But all of it is physical testing as well, right? So if the first week, if you can do 3 modified push-ups, we do not call them girl push-ups. That is sexist. They're modified. So if you're on your knees, okay, and you can crank out 30 of them in 3 minutes, cool. At the end of 6 weeks, we're going to measure you again, see how many more you can do. Ultimately, that kind of stuff really helps you mentally be like, oh, I am actually getting stronger doing this too. All that I ask you to do is give me your best effort when you're here. That's really all I need. Whatever that means. I don't want you to be the strongest person in the room, the fastest person in the room. I don't care. I just want you to give me your best effort every single time. If you do that, you will be successful. Okay? So I'm pretty sure I covered almost all that except for the days. Okay, so if you want to get out your schedule, this might be something you want to write down. So we have a schedule for our days. So Monday and Thursday are the same. We do upper body pushing movements, and then our lower body focus is a bit more cardio. So if you want to sweat, Monday and Thursday are your days. All right? Upper body push, lower body cardio.
Are all the classes on the same day, the same?
The same, yes. If you come at 5:15 a.m. on Monday, it is the same workout at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Yep. But every day it will change. Yep. Tuesday and Friday, upper body pull, lower body strength. So, hashtag she squats, your day is Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay?
What about we squat it down?
I'm good. I don't need to squat. All right. Wednesday, core day. Okay? I'm going to debunk a myth for you. You can do 10,000 sit-ups and it will not affect how your abs look. If you want a good core, eat right. Period. We will work on your core and we will strengthen it because it has fundamentally an advantage on every other exercise that you do, having a good strong core and building that. But you will not get a six-pack by doing sit-ups. It is all in the kitchen. I have a girl who was one of my trainers in Holland. She's a professional competitive figure model. She's never done a sit-up in her life, and she has the best abs I've ever seen, and I hate her for it. Saturdays, pure evil. So it's kind of whatever we come up with. So we will throw, like if we find something really cool that we want to do to you guys, it will always be on a Saturday. All right?
Will the 9 class be 30 minutes?
Yes, they'll all be 30 minutes. Yep, they'll never ever be more than that. And we get done on the 30 minutes. Like when 30 minutes is up, we're done. Okay, we will never go 5-6 minutes over. So if you're wondering on scheduling, don't worry about it. Now, we did build in time afterwards. We will stretch if you want to stretch and stay and hang out. We have foam rollers, we have stretching. If you need to work on some stuff, we can do that with you. Not a problem. But it's if you are one of those people who done, see ya. We got you. Okay. We will never keep you longer than 30 minutes. I think that covers all that. Any questions on workouts? Yes.
Like you say, there's different stations. Is this something that you automatically go to and that's just yours?
Nope, you can start wherever you want, but you'll go
So
clockwise.
you rotate?
Yes,
Okay.
yep, you'll rotate through the whole workout. Yes, you will always do the whole workout. Yep,
So-
yep, only.
Is there taking a certain amount of people every day? So like for each class, you're saying there's 12 people?
There can be up to 48 people in a session.
Okay. So you don't expect like Saturday?
So Saturdays typically, we'll see how it goes for a couple weeks, but what we did at all of our other gyms is we just had a sign-up sheet on the reception desk, and we would put 48 slots, and then we would sign people up. The reason we did that is ultimately, and we can add more sessions, right? We can always add more sessions, but what happened is we would have 37 people show up at 8 and 4 people at 9. And then we'd be like, let's cap this, and then spill over a little bit, just to try to even it out so it wasn't complete chaos, and then 4 people with me just staring at it the whole time, right? They had a really good workout, but I'm too old, ADD for that. So, next, nutrition. So, we're going to spend a little bit of time on this one, okay? This is where we're probably going to spend the majority of what we're going to do. Custom macros. So, the reason that we need your body fat and that initial eval filled out is because we need to be able to get you numbers that match with your current weight, body fat, gender, age, etc. That's why that form is written the way it's written. We put all that into what we're doing, and then it gets us back the numbers that we need for you. Okay, it is our calculations that we've come up with over 3 years now doing this program. We've got them pretty much dialed in. Okay, here's how it's going to work. Does anyone not know what the word macro means? And do not be shy. I know there's people in there. Okay, good. So a macro is simply protein, carb, or fat. That is a macro. So if I say what are your macros, it is the amount of proteins, carbs, and fats. The one thing you will learn quickly on our program is you will eat more food than you've ever eaten in your life. I promise you. The number one complaint I get is I can't eat all this food. By week 4, you're begging me that you could eat more food. You're like, please give me more food. But your body has to get used to anything you do, right? When you get out calorically dense foods and you add nutrient dense foods, the calories go way down. You have to eat more to get your calories to a certain level. The number one reason that most women are overweight, about 70% is the last study that I saw, is because they actually undereat. Okay? So that's the biggest problem. What happens is if you undereat, your body does not have enough fuel to support itself, so it stores. Everything you put in, it stores. It doesn't want to burn because it doesn't know when it's going to get fed. It doesn't know how much it's going to get fed. That's why eating 4 to 6 meals a day is what you're going to learn how to do. Now, I'm going to do a caveat on that. You can eat shakes. You can do shakes for half as many meals as your total. So if you decide that you're going to eat 6 meals, if you want to do 3 shakes to help you not have to eat so much food, or because it's crazy to try to eat 6 times a day for most normal human beings, shakes make it really easy. I will link on Facebook tonight where you can get a product that we typically recommend you take. Really cheap. It's online, Cellucor, if you've ever heard of it. They have really good protein. I actually got sponsored by them because I used to play video games professionally. I'll go into that later. But we do use them. If you want to go to GNC and pay twice as much, or Total Nutrition, or whatever it is they have down here, feel free, but it will save you a bunch of money. We just ask you that it be a protein isolate product. So the stuff that tastes like sand from Meijer or Walmart down here in Publix, probably not the best stuff. Make sure it's at least an isolate, okay? So that's what I'm going to do on that. But back to what we're doing. So we have your custom macros based on your age, everything else. Cheat meals. Every single week you will get a cheat meal. Okay, we will do it on Saturday nights. The reason we do it on Saturday nights is because most people, if they're going to go out and have a good time, it's typically on a weekend. Okay? You have to be good until then. Okay? And not hitting your macros is cheating. Okay? So if I say you have to hit these and you don't, and you're not hitting them and you're just doing whatever you want, I can't guarantee you results, right? Like there is some onus on you to do your part, which is I can't control what you put in your mouth. I can control you for 30 minutes, that's it, right? So I need you to take care of that. We will give you the numbers. I will explain how to count those in just a minute, but we will do a cheat meal every Saturday night during this challenge. So the last week, once you weigh in and do your final report, you're done. Now, that does not mean, right, so obviously, guys, like you're here to improve your physique. So keeping it to a meal is actually really good for you. It actually boosts your metabolism, okay? It's a very good thing to have a cheat meal when you're in a caloric counting and a weightlifting or a strength training program or a cardio training program. It is good to have a cheat meal, okay? Scientifically, it is more effective to incorporate a cheat meal to keep your glycogen stores up, leptin levels, things like that. For right now, all you need to know is Saturday I get to have whatever I want. What is included in a cheat meal? Anything that you can think of, okay? Booze, it doesn't matter. That's the other big thing I get is I drink wine every night, not anymore. You can do that. I had a couple who the guy he was an awesome guy, really cool, but he was not going to give up his vodka time when he got home from work. That was his thing. That was his ritual. Over 6 weeks, I think he lost 9 pounds, and him and his wife looked like twins. Like if you wouldn't have told me that they were married, I would have told you they were brother and sister. It was weird. They were the same body type, and she lost 34 pounds.